African American women are vital to the communities that we serve. We are mothers, daughters, sisters, teachers, caretakers, community activists, and so much more.
We cannot afford to lose anyone. COVID-19 has devastated our community by affecting our families with prolonged illness and hospitalization, disrupting our children's education, and affecting the way we live, work, and worship.
Vaccines are our opportunity to get back to our work, but more importantly, to keep us out of the hospital and back into the communities that we know and love.
Sisters, work together for common goals, and we have so much work to do in the community. As African American women, we are the pulse of our community.
Sisters, we have work to do.
Get the vaccine.
It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime. Let the weekend begin. It is the Geno Jones Show. I know. Calm down. Breathe. You figured it out. You said, Geno, I don't need you to tell me that I can read. The Geno Jones Show, I come to you live. Right, live in living color right here on my YouTube channel, live Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday weekend like this weekend. So the Geno Jones Show programming note is going to go, live. I will return on Monday on July 11th with my special guest, LaToya Luckett. How about that? Excited about that? So please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe, share, like, and binge watch this and every episode. I'm expecting a guest, a brother named William Demps. He is like the whole gospel, I guess call it fusion, inspirational gospel, got the R&B vibe. He's performing with some of the like gospel legends, and he's got a new single called All Right. And it is more than all right. I like it. So he's going to talk about bridging the gap between the church music and as some of the folks in the church call it the devil music and the music. Yeah, I remember hearing some of that back in the day, my childhood too. All right, let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to congratulate Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. She was officially sworn in. She is now the first black woman to sit on the Supreme Court. Supreme Court Justice. Put some respect on her name. Put some respect and some respect on Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. So congratulations. Justice Jackson, I'm very proud of you. Well, the Supreme Court, problematic. You guys know that. Go back and binge watch all my episodes from the last really week, 6 days, 6 nights. But anyway, hopefully Justice Brown Jackson can restore a sense of fairness. And it's going to be tough because she's in a minority, not just literally, but numerically. Only 3 judges who are more progressive, fair-minded. You got 5 that are definitely part of the MAGA cult, and 1 that really ain't trying to be. He really don't want to be a part of the MAGA cult, but he lost control of the other MAGA cult members that are sitting on the Supreme Court bench. So much for that. But once again, I want to congratulate the sister. More black woman magic. And speaking of black women and just black people, excellence. Black women, black men magic. Tonight, what Betty Wright had a song, tonight is the night. So tonight is the night the Essence Festival kicks off. Tonight's headliner is Kevin Hart. That's right. And then tomorrow night, you got Nicki Minaj. She's the headliner, also performing tomorrow night. Beanie Man. They're going to be inside the Superdome, the big stadium where the Saints play Saturday night. Boy, I'll do, well, no, I won't do anything, but I would do just about anything, a whole lot to see my girl. She is headlining Saturday night at the Essence Festival Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Janet Jackson, Saturday night headlining. Man, Saturday night's going to be off the chain. Friday night, you got Ice Off the Chain, because I love Nicki Minaj and Beanie Man. Hey man, everything be alright, man. Everything irate. So you got that. But Saturday night, Janet Jackson, Summer Walker, Stephanie Mills. Sunday, you got New Edition, Isley Brothers, and The Roots. That is going to be crazy. So shout out to everybody that's either already in New Orleans or Norlands. On your way, drive safe if you're going to be driving, whatever you're going to take, or whatever interstate you're going to take to jump on I-10 to get to New Orleans, or maybe you're taking 55 if you're heading down from Chicago. Please, just be careful, drive safe, but it's going to be off the chain. Celebrating birthdays today. So you got my Kansas, stand up. Mike Tyson is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Iron Mike Tyson, 55 or 50, I think 56 today. So happy birthday to the one, the only, and my girl Fantasia. Happy birthday, Tage. Miss Fantasia is doing her thing, and shout out to all the Kansas celebrating their birthdays. Happy birthday. So listen, I want to bring on my guests, ladies and gentlemen. This young man, he is bridging, these are not my words, I'm not just making it up. He is bridging the gap between the church and people of deferred faith. I'll let you find out. I'll let him tell you what that means. So don't ask me. But we're about to find out. And his latest single, All Right is All Right. I absolutely love it. Without any further delay, let's bring the brother on camera. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for joining the Geno Jones Show. Ladies and gentlemen, William Demps, or should I say Pastor Demps, because I did some little homework. So you are an associate. You're an associate pastor, correct?
Yes, sir. I serve as an associate pastor in Seattle, Washington, the Paris Praise Ministry.
All right.
And just love bringing hope, man. Glad to be with you tonight, man.
Well, thank you. I mean, I love your energy and your positivity. So
yes,
for those
sir.
who may be unfamiliar, who may be new to you and what you do. So what do you mean when you say bridging the gap between the church and people of deferred faith? What exactly does that mean?
Man, I grew up in the church, so I'm a church baby. But growing up in the church, becoming a man, dealing with life, dealing with the challenges of sometimes the certainty of the system and the uncertainty of the system. And that's in the church and outside of the church, right? It challenges our faith. And I've watched friends, even personally, I've gone through challenges and struggles where I questioned, because life brings you to a lot of different crossroads, right? Yes. And so what I've learned is that God is a huge, big God that is able to walk with us through so many different experiences, even experiences that people say that he won't walk with you through. You know what I'm saying? And so when I talk about deferred faith, I'm talking about people that are in transitional moments, people that say, you know what? I'm good from the church right now. I got to figure this thing out on my own. Yeah. And while they're figuring this thing out, God meets them in the streets. God is meeting them sometimes in the clubs. He's meeting them, in places where people say he doesn't show up, but because he's God, he's amazing. He's infinite in wisdom. He knows how to reach each one of us where we are. And so that's my heart, to just make sure that the ministry that I do is relevant everywhere it goes. Because if you're only relevant in one place, you ain't really doing much.
Wow, that part, man, say that part. So William,
you know what I'm saying?
I wanna piggyback and do a little deeper dive on something you just said, because I was gonna ask you that. So it's amazing that you went there. It's amazing how the Spirit works.
Absolutely.
Because you got the youthful look. So I'm more that I would be considered like a Gen Xer. You look like a millennial. Sir. So I see so much data that millennials, and I've got a daughter, my baby girl is a Gen Zer. She's 20. She'll be 21 in November. And I see a lot of data that says that millennials and Gen Zers are really turning away from not just one church. So it ain't like it's just the black church, just church and religion in general. Being a millennial yourself, what's in your opinion, what's the reason for that? And obviously your music is, like you said, bridging the gap. So what would you suggest to the church because I'm gonna be honest with you, something that I've heard even from my daughter, and it was a problem for me. growing up, because I grew up, my mother's watching right now, Sunday school, church, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But it was the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Just a quick story, real quick and brief. So I was a kid. I never got in trouble. You know, when I was a kid, man, all I wanted to do was to play sports. But I remember going on some church trips, and I remember
Yes, sir.
that my mother would catch so much hell. Oh,
Yeah.
you know, what's wrong with Jeannie? And he gonna go to hell. He need to get baptized. It was like all this pressure to make her make me and to make me get baptized. And at that time, I may have been, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12. And in my own mind, I just felt that I wasn't ready because I felt that I had to be some kind of perfect person. But the hypocrisy, I'll never forget this one trip, and my mother's probably watching. So they took a church trip to another church in Indiana. So here I am, you know, other young people in the church. And then all of a sudden I see folks that, you know, young folks that I'm going to church with, they like behind the bus, like kissing and like trying to have sex and smoking weed. And wait a minute. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm not doing any of this. And they were older than me, but it's like, I'm going to hell because I'm not baptized. But these folks that have been baptized is doing all this. So it's the I share that story to say it was the hypocrisy that was really a turnoff. And for a long time, it really did. I was just turned off from I always, and to this day, I believe in God. I'm a very spiritual person, but it seemed like, man, when man got in this thing and religion and remixed it all, that's a whole different conversation. So just speak to that hypocrisy, because I'm sure you've heard it and hear it, especially among your generation, millennials and Gen Zers. The hypocrisy is just completely, and not just in the church, but just in politics, in life in general, has been a huge.
I was about to say it.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I think the challenge is we as humanity, we are flawed, but in the same breath, we are beautiful. We are everything that God is, right? So we are the essence of God, you know, in the flesh, meaning that every part of who God is, I believe he puts a part of himself in each one of us. For those that don't have a voice, he gave some a voice. For those that may not have a voice, their hearing is maybe excellent. You know what I'm saying? And so God has a wonderful way of putting himself inside of each one of us. But I think what it comes down to is many of us, you know, we have expectations. Just think about relationship. You know, whoever your boo is, you have an expectation of your boo to meet a certain standard. And many times when we find out even the person that we love the most doesn't meet the standard, we have a decision to make. We have a decision to make that either I'm going to love you through it and love and walk with you through whatever it is, because I believe that there is greater beyond all of your proclivities or all of the things I see, or I shut the deuces, you know what I'm saying? As it relates to the church, when I think about God, I know in my life, I have not been perfect. I want y'all to hear me as a pastor, as somebody that walks with God, loves God. I believe I hear his voice. I've committed my life to him. I don't get it right all the time. And I think sometimes it's just that thing that if we would be honest with each other and say, guess what? I'm figuring it out as I'm walking this journey, we can get down the road. And I think that is the challenge that we are facing is sometimes, and I'll tell you this as a pastor, I did not want to accept the call. I'm third generation preacher, pastor, servant, you know, and I did not want to accept the call because of the judgment that comes with it. Because when you're the quote unquote head honcho, everybody's looking for you to meet the quota and make no mistakes. But nobody around here is not making mistakes. Everybody's making some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So we need grace to grow. We need grace to learn. We need grace to evolve and to reach the heights that I believe God has put us all on earth to help and assist each other with. But we'll never get there because we'll never get there unless we love one another and make the choice to say, you know what? I see that you're struggling, but I'm going to walk with you because guess what? I got to struggle too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Yeah. I think once we come to that crossroad and realize that God is God and I'm just a child of God, learning how to mimic who my father is. And us as men know what that's like. I had a good father. And so becoming a man, he made it look easy until I got to some crossroads that he faced. And I'm like, man, he made this decision look easy. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
He made providing look easy. It wasn't easy. And it grew my grace for my father. So I had to back up off of the judgment, back up off of, you know what I'm saying? And so
I
I
love
think
it.
about that in regards to the church with my faith. And this is why my heart is how it is, because I know what it's like to be put up on this pedestal. And they used to listen to this. I'm going to let it go. I used to be called Little Jesus amongst my brothers and my cousins when I was smaller. And so it's all this pressure, man, because you want to do right, but you
Yes.
also have a longing to experience life. There's nothing that
Yeah.
can take us away from experiencing life. And God is big and He is infinite in wisdom. So He knows we're going to face some of this stuff. He's not scared of our journey. We are, and people are. And so we got to learn how to walk together with each other. That's the short and long of it. You're going
Well,
to make me stop preaching.
no, you can preach, brother. My mother's watching; she love it, and she probably say,
Come on.
"Yeah, Jeannie, my son needed Lord, Pastor, preach to my
Yeah.
son."
Come on. Come
So,
on.
so let me
Yes.
talk about this judgment, because I wanted to segue in
Mm-hmm.
terms of how did you, and how are you, how did you
Mm-hmm.
reconcile? Because I could imagine, like I said, look, I grew up in the Baptist church, South Side of
Yeah.
Chicago, the whole 9 yards. So.
Yeah.
And I love your music because it's got a modern contemporary vibe. I love the production, but
Thank
the
you.
message is
Thank you.
there. But let's
Yes,
keep it
sir.
1,000. Like you say, you
Come
coming
on.
from a house that devil music. Now that ain't the church. That ain't the
Oh yeah.
Lord's music. So
Oh yeah.
how did you reconcile that judgment that you faced doing great music? Because it's the message. I don't need to tell you, the pastor. Folks get it twisted.
Yeah.
Forget the beats.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
message.
the message. It's the message. It is the message behind the music. I think what did it for me is honestly growing up in the Northwest. I hail from Seattle, Washington, which is it's a liberal place.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm in the South right now. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, but my folks are from Georgia, so all of that Southern upbringing,
Yeah,
I know
man.
all about that, and a lot of that was sold into me. But what I love is my father, my late father, went on to be with the Lord in 2010.
Okay.
He was a revolutionary and a trailblazer, and he believed in experiencing life and branching out and doing something different. Because if you want something different, you gotta go. If you want a different result, you gotta do something different. And so
True.
he always exposed us to different sounds of gospel. And that's one thing I love about gospel music is when I was coming up, you had the whinings, you had the choirs, you had, the Shirley Caesar sound.
Yes.
But what he taught me is, son, you got to be original to who you are.
I love
He
it.
said, nobody, we don't need another William Demps. I mean, we don't need another Marvin Winans, or we don't need another Marvin Sapp. Uh, we need somebody new. And so if God gives you something new, as long as the message is solid, go with it. And another inspiration for me was the Hawkins. So back in the day, I literally got a chance to rub shoulders with Edwin Hawkins with Mr. Oh Happy
Wow.
Day. And
Wow.
so I got a chance to, before he went on, we had conversations, and he shared with me about how when Oh Happy Day came out, how crazy that is. Now, when we listen to Oh Happy Day, we like, dang,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But back then it was taboo,
Yeah.
but it was reaching who it needed to reach,
Yes.
and it was talking about what it needed to talk about. So how I got over it is, if it's connected to the message and it's going to help bring people hope, I'm on the right path. A lot of revolutionaries, people have to catch up to them. So, when you got a prophetic anointing on your life, which I have, and a lot of people that are getting out here and doing greater things, they have that on their life. So you got to catch people up to where it's supposed to
Yes.
be. So I'm okay with it, man.
I love it, man. And I'm kind of going back to something you said earlier. I'm paraphrasing, but it
Yeah.
just fills me up. Is that the hard work? You being a
Yeah.
pastor yourself, and I don't
Yeah.
need to tell you this, but just for my viewers, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the folks that's in church, they converted.
Mm-hmm.
The folks
Mm-hmm.
that need to be reached are outside the walls.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that. And see, this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with creating community. There's nothing wrong with creating culture. When our community and our culture supersede our purpose is when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And and then that's an area with politics, that's with church, that's with family. When we forget the foundation of why we are here, to be there for one another, to love one another, to uplift one another, to make each other better, that's when we miss the mark. So it's nothing wrong if you like a church hat. Come on, it's nothing wrong if you like a nice suit. However you like to show up and present your best, your Sunday best, because it's changed over time. My Sunday best may be different from my grandfather's Sunday best,
Yes.
but whatever it is, at the base of it is my heart right when I wear my Sunday best.
That part. That part.
Come on,
Right.
somebody. So that's what it's
And
all
listen,
about.
somebody's Sunday best could be a T-shirt and some jeans, and that's all they
Come
got.
on.
And
And some J's.
thank you. And God ain't judging them. God ain't judging them. So as my mother said, who's watching, her and my grandma would say, who died and left you in charge to judge
Come
them?
on. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Willie, man, you were a finalist on BET's Sunday Best, and you shared
Yes,
the
sir.
stage with some gospel legends. I mean, all the big names, you name it.
Yes,
So
sir.
what did you learn from that experience, and how has
Wow.
that helped you as an artist on
So-
stage and in the recording studio?
Yeah, so the BET experience was amazing. I call it the crucible, because anytime you're dealing with competition on that level, you have hundreds of people, sometimes thousands of people that show up to try out for these shows. So I showed up 5 a.m. in the morning, stood in lines. And what was funny about this, Geno, is before going to the show, I had released probably 2 independent records. So I was already traveling, I was already doing shows, already opening up for some of these major acts. And so I sort of felt like a little like, man, should I even be doing this? But I felt in my heart it was the right thing to do. It was the right season. And so I went anyway, went through 4 rounds, and you're hearing amazing people that make you sometimes question, like, do I got the juice? Do I not have the juice? Because some people that I thought had the juice, they said, go home. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But, after 4 rounds, the last round was with Donnie McClurkin, Yolanda Adams, I think Kim Burrell, and Kiera Sheard. Amazing, phenomenal artists. And they gave me the green light. I was able to go to Atlanta, where we taped, and I met some incredible singers. And I was a part of the top 20. Did not get further in the show, but this is the testimony, and this is the awesome part about it. I was disappointed at first, but I learned through this experience that when you are being scaled in your life, you have to learn how to keep a great attitude, whether things are going your way or not. Because if you're a winner, you're a winner.
Right.
I'm gonna say that again. If you're a winner, you're a winner,
Yes.
and somehow, some way, things will come together. So my experience turned out like this. I ended up writing for 3 of the winners. So the winner of my season, I wrote the title cut of his record. His name is Jeffrey Golden. Y'all go check it out. It's a song called Kingdom, and it was done with Kirk Franklin. Y'all know him, you know what I'm saying? And so I got a chance to rub shoulders with the likes of Kirk and amazing producers and all that good stuff. But it was because I kept a good attitude and I kept on moving, you know what I'm saying? And so wrote for Jeffrey, I wrote for the first year winner, and one of the latest winners, I wrote for them recently. And so that's my Sunday best experience, just grinding and watching things happen. Yeah.
And the beautiful thing out of that is I'm a motivational speaker, and one of the pearls of wisdom I pass on to people is that always bet on yourself.
Come
Always
on.
bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that nobody can beat you doing is being the best version of you.
Come on, Geno.
And
That's it, man.
like you said, you didn't quote unquote win the Sunday best competition, but you're a winner.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't win every game. I'm a big Lakers fan. Magic didn't win every game. Magic lost in the finals one year. Kobe Bryant didn't win. You name it. Barack Obama, the first time he ran for office, he lost to a guy named Bobby Rush.
Yeah.
So listen, I look at it this way. These are teachable moments, and
that's it.
And as long as you continue to bet on yourself, the game ain't over till the man upstairs tells you it's time to go. But in the meantime, until and then even if he wind up tapping me on the shoulder, I'm like, hey, can we talk? Can Brad look? I'm trying to negotiate. I was like, do I have a, I ain't really a card player like my sister, but do I have a big joker, a little joker? Do I have any do I have any credits I can cash in? So, So just always, man, as long as God lets you wake up and you can take a deep breath, and got your facilities, as my grandparents used to say, Bet on yourself.
That's good.
Always bet
It's
on
so
yourself.
good.
That's all. That's
Yeah,
all you got to do. Now I
it's
want to talk
powerful.
about your single and your video, which I love. As a matter of fact, you got to send me a
Come
copy
on.
because I want to put it.
All right.
I want to put it in my rotation here on my show. So what's the
Yes, sir.
story behind All Right? I love it. And who did the production? I love the production. And it's just a really
Okay.
positive, the
Yeah.
energy, because I went and pulled it up before you came on. I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, man, it was like a hit of like a, you know how you get a smoothie and they put all the good
Come
healthy
on.
stuff in there. I was like,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
this is that
That's
this
it.
energy boost that I needed, man. So tell us
That's
about
what it was made
the
for,
story
man.
behind
Yeah.
All Right.
So All Right it's been an amazing experience watching it develop. So it was crazy because we made All Right in the middle of the pandemic. So that was crazy in itself because it was like, should we even be moving right now? But
Yeah.
we sort of prayed about it. It was like, okay, we feel the release. Let's come together. We took all the proper precautions and everything. Got in the studio with for those that are music lovers and you read the credits and stuff, my boy Eric Dawkins of Dawkins and Dawkins. He's produced the likes of Tyrese and
Wow.
who else? I mean, just Mario and all of these amazing artists, just to name a couple. And so we sat down, they played the track for us, and we were like, man, this is some funky music. Like, let's, we gotta come up with something hot. We can't put nothing, below par on this. And so
Right.
we were listening to it. We went a couple rounds with a couple ideas. They weren't really shaking out, but we landed on the fact that even though we were facing all of this craziness, that in our lives, we've always watched. Some people want to call him the man upstairs. Some people call him God. I know him as Father. I know him as Healer. He's always come through for me, and he's always caused things to work together for me. You know what I'm saying? And so that brought us to the whole point of things being all right. And check this out. The whole concept of all right is not always about things being perfect. It's about understanding that you're graced for your journey. You know what I'm saying? And so once we really locked into that whole concept, we said, man, we need to celebrate this fact that it will be okay after a while. Maybe not right now in this moment,
Yes.
but eventually, if I just keep showing up to life, like you said, if I keep believing in myself, I keep believing in who God put in my life to
Yes.
be my support system. And check this out, if I sometimes just believe that stuff will be taken care of if I just take my hands off of it too, because sometimes I'm being saved here too much. Sometimes I'm trying to save people that need to have an experience in life. It'll still be all right. You know what I'm saying? So it's this message has been sort of unfolding as life has been happening. And so yeah, it was developed with me, Eric Dawkins, and the producer is Javon Dawkins. He's produced the likes of Bruno Mars and
Wow.
all these amazing people. So it's just been a joy to be a part of this, and it's available right now, all streaming platforms. It is on YouTube. We're gonna make sure it gets to you. Y'all check it out. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? We made it for everybody to really remind them that you are graced for your journey. You're gonna get through whatever you're going through, and it's gonna be better. You're gonna be better, even if it feels hard right now. It's gonna get better. Yeah.
Well, Brother William, you are preaching a sermon because my mother
Come
is.
on.
I'm looking at all the. She can post. I have a live chat room, so she's
Yeah.
posting the comments because when you hit that, take your hands off of it because
That's right.
you hit. I felt like, you know how you just get
Mm-hmm.
that feeling like, woo, when
Come
the
on.
spirit hits you. Because I heard
Yes,
my
sir.
grandmother's voice, and my mother tells me, Sheenie, sometimes you just
Yeah.
got to take. Because I'm the one in the family that I'm
Yeah.
like. I think I'm Superman. I'm the one that,
Come on.
when stuff
Yep.
gets sideways, I
Yeah.
get the phone call, and I've been
Yeah.
like that since I was a little kid, man. I was 4 years
Yes, sir.
old, and my mother was in a very abusive relationship, and the man
Wow.
she was married to was beating on her. She was pregnant with my baby sister, who is
Wow.
5 years younger than me, and
Wow.
4 years old, man. I fought. I was fighting a grown man. I'm a little bitty kid, but
Wow.
I tried to knock him down. So
Come on.
I share that story to say that's who I am, man. I'm the
Wow.
protector. I'm like, if somebody's in trouble, if they need something, even if I don't
Yeah.
have it, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
sometimes Superman needs a little help.
And it's so true, because you will find yourself, because even as a pastor, and we don't realize this stuff, and I'm teaching over into something else, but we don't realize that codependency starts showing up. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a need to be needed,
Yeah.
and then we're carrying so much on our back. We like, okay, we become disgruntled, we become faithless, we become fearful, because we begin to carry stuff that God never intended for us to carry. And it reminds me, I'm a man of the word of God, so I want to share this. Uh, the Bible says this over, I believe it's in the book of John. It says, Jesus said this: in this world, you're going to have tribulation, but do not fear, because I've overcome the world. And for those that have put their faith in Christ, I want to encourage you, and those that are just trying to find your way, don't stop believing. You may not call him Christ, you may, whatever it may be. I want you to know that there's something greater that is fighting for you, that is bigger than you, it's stronger than you, that will lift you up when you make the decision to say, you know what, I'm going to take my hands off of it. I'm going to keep living. I'm going to keep dreaming. I'm going to keep hoping. And you will watch the days get better, because I've lived through it. I lost my father suddenly back in 2010. And it was devastating. It was absolutely devastating. It was unexpected. It was at a point in my life where I felt like everything was just climbing and moving. And it was like out of nowhere, everything was just like a wrecking ball hit my life. And in that moment, I had a choice to make. And that was I going to continue to believe that something better was beyond this moment? And I made a choice beyond my hurt, beyond my pain, beyond my uncertainty, to believe that a greater day was coming. And all I did, it wasn't because it was perfect. It was not perfect. I just kept showing up. And I literally experienced this whole thing of the overcome. You know what I'm saying? That you literally somehow, when suicide was supposed to be your story, overcome. When divorce was supposed to devastate you, overcome. When the abuse was supposed to make you an abuser and all, overcome. You know what I'm saying? And that's the all right factor, that when you keep going, when you keep believing, when you keep showing up, even in your weakness, even when in your confusion, something greater, bigger is fighting on our behalf. It's all right.
I want to thank you
Mhm.
because that wasn't your intention. You never know how you touch people, but you have
Yeah.
preached the sermon to
Wow.
there's some bodies that's
Yeah.
watching this live or
Yeah.
watching it whenever they go back and binge watch it, and
Hmm.
there's somebody whose heart and whose experience you've spoke to, because you don't
Yeah.
even realize, a lot of this conversation you've spoke to me. So
Wow.
so
Wow.
my mother's she probably prayed you up. She probably, Lord
Thank
Genie,
God for mama.
Genie
Right, right,
need,
right.
he works hard, he
Yeah.
need somebody just to let him know, hey,
Yeah.
hey, as you say, just keep showing up. And that's all I know.
Yeah.
Because I got that from my grandfather, who was the most influential
Hmm.
person and the wisest person that I have ever met to this
Come on.
day. He was born in 1888. He passed
Wow.
in the 80s, but he was
Okay.
94.
Wow.
And if he believed in going to the doctor, he would have lived past 100. I'm convinced of that. He
Yeah.
quit school in third grade to get a job to help take care of his mom. So his mom was a single
Amazing.
woman, and she
Hmm.
had two younger sons. It was three of them, in a little
Hmm.
small town, Yazoo City, Mississippi. So you can imagine what he
Yeah.
experienced. We're talking about
Yeah.
the 1890s and 1900s in a little small town in Mississippi. Can you imagine the
Wow. I
racism,
can't imagine.
everything?
Jeez.
Self
Wow.
taught himself to be. He called himself a tailor, basically a designer.
Wow.
And trust me,
Amazing.
you named a designer, Tom Ford, ain't had nothing on my grandfather but money and notoriety. Because if somebody would have put my grandfather on, he would make a suit and a dress in a day. He and I shared the same bedroom because
Wow.
my grandparents raised me along with my mom. And my
Hmm.
grandfather and I shared the same bedroom. People would come over at
Amazing.
night or in the after work. He would sit
Yeah.
up all night. I would fall asleep to the sound of that sewing machine engine, and he would sit
Wow.
up all night, and I would wake up like 7 in the morning, getting ready to go to
Hmm.
school. He would still be
Yeah.
sewing. He'd finish up. People would come over. They would try on the suit. They would try on the dress. Sometimes they'd be in tears. They want to kiss him. I mean,
Wow.
some men were so happy they hug him, look like they want to hug and kiss him.
Wow.
Oh, Mr. Jones, thank you. Oh, the suit looks great. It fits so great. Or my dress looks
Hmm.
great. So he was just a remarkable, remarkable man. So
Wow.
I
Amazing.
appreciate you for speaking to me and to so many people watching. Let everybody know if they want to follow you on social media. I'm sure you probably got some social media sites where you've got some
Yeah.
inspirational and just some positive words to speak to people's spirit and soul. How can they follow you?
Absolutely. You can actually, if you go to my website, which is simply williamdemps.com, and my last name is Demps. Again, williamdemps.com. It has all of my links to my Facebook, my Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff. Come and check me out. We have some great things coming up, and a new record is coming. It's on the way. It's in the works. So y'all come and check me out. Follow me. Let me know that you enjoyed this interview. I'm having a blast with you,
Oh,
Geno.
I love it,
This
man.
is
Listen,
amazing.
God don't make no mistakes, as my mother says, in the
That's right.
spirit. Your spirit and this energy and message was just what I needed, just what the
Yeah.
doctor ordered. But the doctor didn't order it. My mother and my grandparents in heaven prayed it up.
Yeah.
So
Man.
and when you get your new music, please, always have
Yeah.
a home here on the Geno Jones
hmm
Show, and we're gonna get you
Yeah.
the video to All Right, which I love. We're gonna get that in rotation. Before you go, I gotta ask you. So you're in Jacksonville, Florida, right?
Yeah. I'm here
So
visiting.
are you related to a guy named Bruce Demps by any chance?
Bruce Demps. I've heard that name. I don't know. I'm not for sure.
He and I worked together in Memphis, Tennessee, and
Really? Okay.
he is. I believe he's from Jacksonville, but he was in Memphis.
Wow.
He's a big Florida Gator fan. He went to U of S,
Okay.
but he was
Okay.
just really, without question, he was the
hmm
best general manager that I've ever worked for. He
Wow.
was just
Amazing.
just really,
Well,
really.
listen, he has the right name.
Yeah, he
Demps.
does.
Come on.
Hey, man, listen, William
Yeah.
Demps, have a great 4th of July, man. Just
Yes,
continue,
sir.
man, continue just being who you are and just
Thank you.
speaking to people's hearts, souls, and spirits, because the times that
Yes,
we're
sir.
living in right now, boy, we really need it. We definitely need a message
Absolutely.
like this.
And if I can just share this as we go, man, like you said, we're dealing with so many controversial moments. We're
Yes,
having,
God.
so many things are going
Whew,
on. And
yes.
it's easy because, when we talked about people walking away from faith, I
Yes.
just want to encourage y'all. I believe it's my job to be a bridge of hope. And so I want to let you know when people reject you, that doesn't mean that God has rejected you. When people don't understand your journey, your experience, what you're going through, who you are, who you love. Come on, I'm talking about a lot of things. I want you to know that God is a big God. It's a lot of people on this earth experiencing a lot of things. That means he has to be a big,
Whew.
understanding, wise, all knowing, sovereign God. And so there is a place for you in his kingdom. And so don't you allow anybody to turn you away from his table. That's all love.
God bless you. May God continue to bless and have favor on you, your family, your ministry, your music, and everything that you touch. Thank you, man.
Yes.
And thank
God
you.
bless you.
I want to thank God. Thank you for bringing this
Yeah.
brother into my life and to the
Yeah.
show today, because a lot of us needed this message. Thank you so much. Have a great
Thank
holiday.
you.
And
All right.
we'll see you soon, because you are officially a member of the Geno Jones Show family. So
Come on.
you can't be a stranger. So when you get this new music or anything else that you want to share with
Yes,
the
sir.
public, you got a home, give me a call. I'll make sure that I'll email you my phone number. You give me a
Yeah.
call and say, hey, Geno, I want to come on the show. I got
All right.
something I want to share with the public. I want to get it off
All
my
right.
chest. I got you, brother. Thank you.
And we send a mama love. Mom, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Oh, you done made her day, because she's still watching, boy. Trust me. She is a praying woman, bro.
Yeah. Come on. Come on.
She
Yes. Yes.
appreciates
Yes.
that, man. Thank you. God bless you, brother.
Bless you.
All right. All right. Wow, man. You just never know you never know who God is going to bring into your life at what time. Man, wow. An amazing spirit. Really spoke to my heart, my soul, and spirit. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And God, most of all, man, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. And thank you for bringing Brother William Demps as a guest on the show. He really, really, I know, spoke to so many people's hearts, souls, and spirits that's watching right now. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram. Kel be cutting up, KelBeCuttinup. Allie Jones is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist. She's the drip director for the stylist. You know, she keeps the gear right of the Geno Jones Show. You can check Allie. So she got like a new Instagram page you need to check out. It is lx.ncl_. L as in Larry, or L as in Lex, X as in extra, dot, N as in Nancy, C as in Charlie, L as in Larry, _. So lx.ncl_. All right. So the NBA free agent period has begun. Kevin Durant wants to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets. Yo, Lakers, y'all need to holler. Y'all need to talk to Brooklyn, make that happen. Kyrie Irving wants to go and start playing with LeBron again. Wants to go play with LeBron in Los Angeles. They won a championship in Cleveland. So I'm going to go check out some of this NBA trade and free agent signing action. A quick programming note. The Geno Jones Show, the next live edition, it's going to be Monday, July 11th. LaToya Luckett is going to be my special guest on Monday, July 11th. Mark that down on your calendar. However, just because I'm going to take some time off for the 4th of July holiday and my anniversary, the Geno Jones Show never takes any time off. You could find the Geno Jones Show 24/7, 365, and 366 in a leap year. Just go to my channel, my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel and the Geno Jones Show. Subscribe, share this, share this episode. Share it, copy the link, copy and paste it, because shout out to William Demps, just a gospel inspirational artist, also a pastor. This young brother, just amazing. His message, it just really spoke to our spirits and our souls and our hearts. So you definitely want to check this out. Some folks that ain't been to church in a while, send them this, because they'll get some church. Now, they may not be in the building, but they can get to church wherever they are. If they in the hair salon or the barber shop, or, you know, maybe you're sitting in the airport, you know, and your flight got delayed or canceled, you tripping, play this episode, listen to what Brother William Demps had to say. All right, everybody, have a great 4th of July holiday weekend. Let me do that right. Have a great 4th of July holiday weekend. I love each and every one of you. I really do, more than you know. I want to thank everybody for supporting the Geno Jones Show. It's been amazing. I thank you. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Happy anniversary to my firstborn, Lauren Shiana Hill Vaughn, and my son, technically son-in-law, but he's my son. Only son I got, Jonathan Vaughn. Happy anniversary, man. I love you all. I'm so proud of you all. You all are living your best life. And Boogie, you are daddy's, you're my inspiration. You, your sister, your mom, and your grandma, you all are my purpose. You are my purpose for everything that I do positive. Everything that I'm working for is because of your inspiration. So thank you for the honor of being your dad. Have a great weekend, great 4th of July, and a great week. All right, I'll see you live on July 11th. One more thing before I get out of here, as always, be blessed and pray for peace. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.
African American women are vital to the communities that we serve. We are mothers, daughters, sisters, teachers, caretakers, community activists, and so much more.
We cannot afford to lose anyone. COVID-19 has devastated our community by affecting our families with prolonged illness and hospitalization, disrupting our children's education, and affecting the way we live, work, and worship.
Vaccines are our opportunity to get back to our work, but more importantly, to keep us out of the hospital and back into the communities that we know and love.
Sisters, work together for common goals, and we have so much work to do in the community. As African American women, we are the pulse of our community. Sisters,
We have work to do.
get the vaccine.